this beautiful morning. Hope and pray that every one of you must have a wonderful journey chanting at the Vansi Bhat, a wonderful place where Radha and Krishna perform a rasa dance with the gopis, and also Krishna play the flutes there, named Vansi, and it just captivates all the gopis so wonderfully that they laugh behind everything when they hear Krishna's flute. Krishna also become unsteady, longing for the association for the gopis at that place. And then when the gopis leave behind everything and come to see Krishna, Krishna became very joyful. He become in an extremely good mood, start joking with the gopis. And also at the same time, he gives so many instructions to the gopi. It says in Bhakti Ratnakar, page 245, wonderfully described. And it says that the original tree was washed away due to the flooding of Yamuna. What one of the Goswami has planted one of the branch of the tree. It's a wonderful place, and also there is a wonderful Radha Bansi Bihari deities very close to that. So that place was so wonderful, and it's keep us very close to the divine couple. So thank you very much. So those spiritual warriors who made our journey successful today was Ishwar Krishna Prabhu is traveling today. Ravi Pipilya Prabhu, Vrajeshwari Priya Devi Dasi, Govinda Gita Devi Dasi, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Kasturi Manjari, Shishtastika Devi Dasi, Parmeshwari Devi Dasi, Amol and Smita Panchpande, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, Girivardhari Prabhu, Shriya Devi Dasi, Sitala Priya Devi Dasi, Satchinandan Krishna Prabhu, Manani Mataji, Hanuman Prabhu, Prathamesh Prabhu, Nadia Kumar Prabhu, Samant Prabhu, Leela Manjare Devi Dasi. We didn't say Surmangini Syam and Narsingh Valila Chaitanya Prabhu, Haribol. Sugandhraj Prabhu, Aradhana Devi Dasi, Janki Khan Prabhu, Labanga Latika Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Manmatha Anand Prabhu, Sundari Radha Mataji, Parmanand Hari Prabhu, join on time today. Nandan Priya Mataji, Panduran Devdas Prabhu, Damodarati Mataji, Sika and Pankaj Gupta. Also, I would like to welcome Sumitra Radha Mataji. Welcome back after the wonderful trip of Brajabhumi. Must be in a jubilant mood. But somehow or other I missed her daughter today. I don't know what happened to Saloni today. Devendra Krishna Prabhu, Vraj Vinod Prabhu, Anand Vinodini Devi Dasi, and I think they also failed to bring the Kushi online. Haribol, Priyanka Mataji, Rukmini Priya Mataji, Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Madhvi Gopi Mataji, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Rajendra Prabhu, Abhay Prabhu, Vijay Keshav Prabhu, Amal Atman Prabhu, Tulsi Priya Devi Dasi, Jai Govinda Prabhu. We meet the Bhadra Bharti Mataji somehow or other, and also we are missing Sarva Tarak Prabhu from New Orleans. I may have to get his number. I couldn't find his number. Maybe I will have to ask Kamal Mukha Prabhu. Amal Nam Prabhu, Govinda Mohini Devi Dasi, Krida Lakshan Prabhu, Matangi Gopi Mataji, and also they promised me that their daughter Radhika will join, so she joined. Welcome Radhika. Kamal Priya Mataji, Karunamai Mataji, Radha Charan Prabhu didn't join today, or I may have missed him. Abhay Charan Prabhu, Sukruti Devi Dasi, Kamini Priya Mataji, Sankarsan and Manjari, Sundari Leela Mataji, Sarmishta Sahi Mataji, Mamta Mataji, Balram Prabhu, Radha Vallabh Prabhu, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Harikatha Devi Dasi, Rasakida Prabhu, Anand Radhika Devi Dasi. I didn't see Pitambar Priya today. Advait Prabhu joined from 1:24 a.m. Phoenix time, and he was all the way up to now. I think still he's there. Wonderful. We miss Rajesh and Sweta, Chintamani Devidasi, Amit and Prem Priya Padma Mataji, Suchitra Mataji, Sri Kumar Prabhu, Kanta Mataji, Rashmi Mataji, Sri Kant Survasi Prabhu, Sri Kant Ji, Lekha Mataji, Rati Prabhu, Nitya Navli Devidasi, Neeraj Srivastav Prabhu, Kapil, originally from Alaska. I met him in Naperville. Welcome, Kapil. Then Praful Anand Madhav Prabhu. Rajaram Das. And also I would like to welcome Sivani Kharkar. She joined today. Welcome. And I hope that you enjoy your journey chanting with the devotees, and maybe Krishna assist you to join more and more. So let's hear the wonderful song before we will read from the Jaiva Dharma. Hari Bol.
Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori. O He Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori. O He Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori. O He Vaishnava Thakura Dayara Sagara Edase Koruna Kori. Diya Pada Chaya Shraddha He Amai. Diya Pada Chaya Sada he amai. Diya pada chaya sada he amai. Tomar charan dhari. Tomar charan dhari. Are tomar charan dhari. Tomar charan dhari. Sadi Chaya Guna Nehodase. Chaya Vegadami Chaya Dosha Sodi Chaya Guna Nehodase. Chaya Vegadami Chaya Dasa Sadi Chaya Guna Nehodase. Sata Sangha Deha He Amare. Saya Sata Sangha Deha He Amare. Saya Sata Sangha Deha He Amare. Saya Sata Sangha Deha He Amare. Bose Chi Sanghe Raya বসেছি সঙ্গের আশে বসেছি সঙ্গের আশে একাকী আমার নাহি পায় বলো হরি নাম সংকীর্তনে 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 তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া তুমি কৃপা করে শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া তুমি কৃপা করি শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া তুমি কৃপা করে শ্রদ্ধা বিন্দু দিয়া দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে আর দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে দেহ কৃষ্ণ নাম ধনে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে কৃষ্ণ সে তোমার কৃষ্ণ দিতে পারো তোমার শক্তি আছে আমি তো কাঙাল কৃষ্ণ কৃষ্ণ বলি 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 ধাই তব পাছে পাছে ধাই তব পাছে পাছে আর ধাই তব পাছে পাছে ধাই তব পাছে পাছে ওহে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা করি ওহে বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর দয়ার সাগর এ দাসে করুণা করি জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর
Thank you very much. It's hard to Prabhuji, summon Prabhu. Haribol. Mind is somewhere, so it takes some time to bring it back to remember Prabhuji's dear name, Summon Prabhu. Very kind. Thank you very much for playing. So we pray, offer our obeisances at the desk of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So when we read the Jaiva Dharma book, maybe those instructions may reside in the inner core of our heart, and one day it may fructify to enlighten us. So we will read the one paragraph that we read other day, and then we will continue reading. And I'm so surprised that, we have already finished 25% of this book. It's so nice. In 3 years, we finished so many books. Little but steady gives a lot of good result. Advaita Das was speaking, dear friend, I see that you are captivated by this material Shakti. But suppose the Chaitanya Purush actually exists, what then will be your future after a lifetime of ignoring him? Moreover, what is the real happiness of this life? I would say that satisfaction and peace of mind are the real happiness. Yes, I have rejected all material pleasures, but now I experience a real inner happiness. And if there is eternally beyond this life, then by His grace, I shall have that also. On the other hand, you are not at all peaceful and contented, even presently. The more you seek carnal pleasures, the more you thirst for them increases. You have never really understand what real happiness actually is. Chasing after the pleasure of the flesh, one day you will certainly plunge deeply into an ocean of grief. Everybody realize that part when we will approach our final time in this mortal world. We will regret our life, but it may be too late. Digambara, so now we are continued. We shall see what happens to me. But first, tell me why you have left the sophisticated cultural milieu. Advaita Das, I have not discarded the culture society. In fact, that is what I have actually gained. And now I'm busy avoiding the uncultured lot. Digambara, what do you understand by uncultured? Advaita Das, please do not get angry. Listen to what Srimad Bhagavatam 4:30-33 states, which is quoted in the Hari Bhakti Vilas 10.292. Yavat te mayaye sprusta brahmama iha karma bihi tavat bhavat prashanganam shangasyanno bhave bhave. Dear Lord, as long as we have to remain within this material world as a result of our material contamination and wander from one type of body to another and from one planet to another, we pray that we may associate with those who are engaged in discussing your pastimes. We pray for these benedictions life after life, in different bodily forms and on different planets. In Hari Bhakti Vilas 10.294, it is said, Asad bihi shaha sangastu na kartavyah kadachana yasmat sarvartha hanishyad adaha patascha jayate. One should never associate with people who are absorbed in non-reality. For by such company, one is deprived of all worthwhile object of attainment and fall down to a degraded position. The sage Katyayana recorded in his Katyayana Samhita, which is quoted in the Hari Bhakti Vilas 10.295. Varam hutavaha jwala pancharantan vyavastita na sauri chinta vimukha jad sabu samvas visam Better I burn in a blazing fire or remain forever caged rather than experience the pain of having association with a person who is inimical to Krishna consciousness. Further, the Srimad Bhagavatam 3:31, 33, 34 declares, as quoted in the Hari Bhakti Vilas 10.297 and 298, Satyam Saucham Dayamonam Buddhi Sri Harir Yasa Kshama Samo Damo Bhagas Cheti Yat Sangat Yati Shankyasyam. One becomes devoid of truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, gravity, spiritual intelligence, shyness, austerity, fame, forgiveness, control of the mind, control of the senses, fortune, and all such opportunities. Tesva antesu mudhesu khanditat mashu asadhusu sangam na kuryach choyesu yosit krida mrugesuja. Therefore, one should not associate with a coarse fool who is bereft of the knowledge of self-realization and who is no more than a dancing dog in the hands of a woman. In the Garuda Purana, Purva 231:13, we find Param Gatopi Vedananam Sharva Shastra Vedi Api Yona Sarvesvate Bhaktas Tam Vidyat Purushadhanam Sadhamam. Even though one may have gone to the other side of the Vedas, and even though one is well versed in all the revealed scriptures, if one is not a devotee of the Supreme Lord, one must be considered amongst the lowest of the mankind. In Srimad Bhagavatam 6:1-18, Prayaschitani Chirnani Narayana Paranamukham Na Nistun Nanti Rajendra Shura Kumubham Ivapagaha. My dear king, as a pot containing liquor cannot be purified even if washed in the water of many rivers, non-devotees cannot be purified by the process of atonement, even if they perform them very well, again and again. Further in Skanda Purana, as quoted in Hari Bhakti Vilas 10.312, we see Hanti Nindanti Vati Dvesti Vaishnavam Nabhinan Dati Krudhaye Yati No Haryam Harsham Darshane Patanani Sat. The six causes of degradations and fall down are to strike a Vaishnava, to criticize him, to hate him, to not welcome or greet him upon sight, or show anger to him, and not to be happy upon seeing him. You see, Digambara, it is most inauspicious for the jiva to associate with such spiritually destitute persons. What can be the benefit of living in the society of such deplecable company? Digambara, imagine we came to meet you as a decent gentleman. However, according to you, we have become a coarse and uncouched cripple. Just as well, kindly stay here and associate with your pure Vaishnavas. I'm returning to my home. Advaita Das could see that the exchange was concluding and thought it best to finish with some kind parting words. He said, quote, "You must go home, but you are my childhood friend. Seen again after such a long time, I do not feel like letting you go. You have so kindly come to see me. Will you not stay a little longer and take prasadam with me?" Digambara, Brother Kalidas, you know that I cannot digest any outside food. Beside, I eat only havisya, sacrificial food. And I have already taken before I came here. Indeed, I was very glad to see you. I will come again when I have some leisure time. I cannot spend the night here because I must perform certain disciplines handed down to me by my Guru. So I will take my leave now. Advaita Das, quote, "Come, I will accompany you to your boat." Digambara, no, no, it's all right. Continue with your work. I have a few persons along with me. With these parting words, Digambara walked quickly away, humming to himself a song about Kalima. Advaita Das quickly went back to his kutir. He sat down peacefully and began to chant Krishna's name. Thus ends the ninth chapter of Jaiva Dharma, entitled Nitya Dharma and Material Science and Civilizations. So we'll be embarking on chapter 10. Title: The Age and History of Nitya Dharma. Sri Harhara Bhattacharya of Agradvip, by profession a teacher, some time back had been suddenly assailed by a nagging doubt that had persisted even after he had approached and discussed with many persons. So the frustrations he felt in his heart had grown considerably. Finally, he came to the village of Arkatila and questioned the learned scholar of logic, Sri Chaturbhuj Nyaya Ratna. Quote, "Dear Bhattacharya Mahashay, please could you kindly tell me the age of Vaishnava Dharma?" Sri Harihara Bhattacharya had been initiated into the Vaishnava order and daily had worshipped Krishna in his home. Whereas Sri Chaturbhuj had been assiduously studying the logic and philosophy of the Nyaya Shastra for 20 years. And at the end of all this study, Sri Chaturbhuj had developed an attitude of aloofness toward Dharma, apathetic to religious wranglings and debates. Only during his Shakti worship did he sometimes show sign of bhakti. Therefore, his first reactions to Harihara's question was the thought, quote, "Harihara is already partial to Vaishnava Dharma. Now he wants to drag me into a philosophical labyrinth. It is better to avoid this argument." Therefore, he said, "Dear Harihara, your question surprised me. You have already studied up to the level of Muktipad section of the Nyaya Shastra. So you should be well aware that in the rhetoric of the Nyaya scriptures, the Vaishnava Dharma is never mentioned. So I ask of you, why do you harass me with your question? Harihara said, quote, Sir, I have received Vaishnava mantra diksha in accordance with the age-old traditions of our family. Never have I had any doubts about that Vaishnava Dharma. But recently I heard that the famous debater from Vikrampura, Sri Tarka Chudamani, has apparently set out on a mission to uproot Vaishnava Dharma. He travels extensively and preaches strongly against the Vaishnava ethics, filling his coffers along the way. In one such gathering, predominantly visited by a Sakta audience, he remarked that Vaishnava Dharma was very new and also lacking in philosophical depth, and that only people from the lower caste becomes Vaishnavas. The higher class gentry turning up their nose and looking down on Vaishnava Dharma. Initially upset to hear a scholar of his stature uttering such banalities, nevertheless, I pondered over what he had said and came to certain realizations. Before the advent of Sri Chaitanya, Vaishnava Dharma had never been practiced in Bengal to any great extent. The majority of the people were followers of the Shakti cult, although a few persons like me also took initiation into Vaishnava mantra. Still, of these few most aspired after Brahman realizations and were engaged in attaining moksha. The Shakti worshippers, also known as Panchopasaka, the worshipper of the five deities, mostly adopted this standard of Vaishnava Dharma. The Vaishnava Dharma has definitely undergone changes and taken a new form since the appearance of Sri Chaitanya. The Vaishnavas now close their mind and ears to words and thoughts like Brahman and Mukti. Now I cannot even fathom the structure of the philosophy of bhakti. These modern Vaishnavas prove the proverb that the blind have to be find another support, for they rarely stay on the right path. Thus, I have come to you with my question. Has the Vaishnava Dharma that we find today existed since the dawn of civilizations, or did it arise after the advent of Sri Chaitanya? Upon realizing that Harihara's standpoint was not that of a fanatic Vaishnava, the face of Sri Chaturbhuj immediately lit up. He said, Harihar, I support your views. The present rise of this fledgling Vaishnava Dharma is intimidating, and one cannot even speak out against it openly. Remember, this is Kali Yuga. One must be very cautious. Many rich gentlemen have joined the ranks of Chaitanya, having been highly influenced by his philosophy. Now they disrespect us greatly and even consider us as their enemies. I dare say they will soon eliminate us. Traders and members of other business communities have started to hold dissertations and discussion upon the scriptures, certainly a cause of consternations for the Brahmana caste. Mind you, for a long time we Brahmana has expertly arranged society so that we were exclusively favored in the study and teaching of the Shastras. And every other caste was barred from such practice. Even the caste just below us, the Kayasthas, was afraid to chant the Vedic mantras, even beginning with the primal sound Om. Everyone was simply accepting our authority and following our instructions. However, now many people are converting to Vaishnava Dharma, and even as such neophytes, they are debating and analyzing philosophy. Indeed, ever since Nivai Pandit entered the scene, our image and position has been tarnished, and the Brahminical religion has gradually become obsolete. My dear Harihar, the Pandit you have just mentioned, Tarka Chudamani, has definitely said the right thing, whether out of greed for money or for whatever other reason. These rascal Vaishnavas, their words really irk me. They are new propagating this garbage that Shankaracharya, on the Supreme Lord's direct order, compiled the Mayaved literature, which according to them contains totally false concepts. Then on the other hand, say that the Vaishnava Dharma is eternal and has existed since time immemorial. Not even a century has gone by since this Dharma took birth, and now suddenly it is said to be without a beginning. What is that old saying? The shoe is now on the wrong foot. Well, let them scream as much as they want. Regrettably, however, Navadvip is now not such a nice place as it was. It has certainly deteriorated, especially in the area of Gadigacha. Some Vaishnavas are living there and acting as if the world belonged to them. A few of them are very learned scholars, and their preaching is causing chaos amongst the common folk. They are destroying our land and discouraging people for believing on the eternal Mayavadi philosophy and the worship of the Devas and Devatis. Soon this form of religious culture and practice will disappear. Have you not seen the definite decline in the elaborate performance of Shraddha, oblations, and other Brahminical observance? How will the officiating priest maintain their families without the income from these ceremonies? Harihara replied, well, Mahatmaji, is there no solutions or reprisal for this situation? There are still a few famous learned Pandits in Mayapur. In addition, across the Ganga in Kulia village, there are several scholars of Smriti and Nyaya. What about if we were to band together and collectively lay stage upon the Vaishnavas of Gadi Gacha? Reflecting upon this, Nyaya Ratna thought out loud, quote, yes, that is possible. Yet only if there is unity amongst us. In general, we are divided. distrusting one another considerably. Recently, I heard that a small group of Brahmana took Krishna Chudamani to Gadigacha and challenged the Vaishnavas to a philosophical debate. They were vanquished and returned to their individual Sanskrit tolas, where they invented stories to tell the people to save their reputations. Harihara said, "Respected Bhadracharya Mahasaya, you are our teacher and an instructor of numerous other teachers. Many people have learned the art of rhetoric and argumentations from reading your commentaries on Nyaya. You must go and once and for all defeat those Vaishnava Pandits. Prove to them that their Vaishnava Dharma is just a new fashion and lacks Vedic authorization. Only then will our flag of Pancha Upasana, which has received widespread patronage for such a long time, keep on waving proudly." Externally, Sri Chaturbhuj Nyayaratna did not display the nagging fear in his mind, namely that perhaps a place where Krishna Chudamani and others had been humbled might also become his own place of devastation. He said, quote, "Harihar, I will go disguised and you will take on the position of being a leading teacher. You will start the debate and set the assembly ablaze with blistering arguments. Then I shall take over." Unquote. Harihara, bristling with confidence, exulted, quote, "I'm fully prepared to follow your instructions. Next Monday, we will cross the Ganga in the name of Mahadev and lay siege there in Gadigacha. The days passed by until that fateful Monday arrived. Harihara, Kamala Kanta, and Sadasiv, a trio of Brahmana teachers, collected Sri Chaturbhuj from his home in Arkatila and crossed the Ganga. It was 33 in the afternoon. 3:30. It was 3:30 in the afternoon when they stormed into Pradyumna Kunj Grove, much like the famed Durvasa Muni and his followers, and announced their arrival by loudly uttering Haribol, Haribol. From Sri Madhavi Malti Mandap platform, Advaita Das Babaji appeared quietly, welcomed them graciously, and seated them comfortably upon straw mats. He inquired, "Kindly say how we may help you." Haridas spoke up, saying, quote, "We have come to discuss certain subjects with the Vaishnavas." So Advaita Das Babaji quickly said, quote, "The Vaishnava here shy away from argument. But if you have sincere queries, that would be nice. The other day, a few scholars came pretending to be genuine seekers, only to bombard us with a barrage of verbiage. In the end, they had to retreat, crestfallen, and nursing their battered pride. Therefore, let us ask permission of Sri Paramhans Premdas Babaji. Quote, he then disappeared into the cottage of Paramhans Premdas Babaji Maharaj. Shortly afterwards, Advaita Das Babaji returned and went around spreading more sitting mats. Soon, Sri Paramhans Premdas Babaji arrived, offered his prostrate obeisances first to the Tulsi plant, then to the visitors, and finally took a seat. Hands folded, he asked his guest, quote, kindly say how we may serve you. Pandit Chaturbhuj said, quote, we have a couple of questions we would like to have answered. Immediately, Sri Paramhans Premdas Babaji called for Vaishnavadas Babaji. The latter came and taking stock of the situation, sat down quietly. When everyone was properly settled, Chaturbhuj asked, is the Vaishnava Dharma modern or it is primordial? Sri Paramhans Premdas Babaji, imperceptible, urging nod, give Vaishnavadas Babaji the signal. So he said, quote, the all-auspicious Vaishnava Dharma is Sanatan, ever existence and Nitya, eternal. Chaturbhuja Nyayaratna, quote, I see that the Vaishnava Dharma is of two kinds. One kind professes that Brahman, the supreme truth, is Nirakar, formless. However, because the Nirakar cannot be worshipped, an imaginary form is constructed, and by worship of this imaginary form, the consciousness is purified. The mythical image of Radha and Krishna or Ram or Nrsimha is worshipped, and thereby one gradually becomes enlightened with the knowledge of Nirakar, Brahman, and formless Supreme. When one's consciousness is thus purified, then the impersonal nature of Brahman is realized. Amongst the Pancha Upsanas, those who worship the Murti of Vishnu and meditate on the specific Vishnu mantra, with this understanding, introduce themselves as Vaishnavas. The other kind of Vaishnava Dharma assert that Vishnu, Krishna, Ram, and so on possesses eternal personal form. According to this understanding, worship and meditation upon the individual mantras and Srimurtis of their Lordship lead to absolute eternal knowledge and the acquisitions of divine mercy by the sadhaka. In this verse, in this view, the philosophy of impersonalism is called Mayava and is considered an illusory misconception distributed by the propounder of impersonalism, Sri Shankaracharya. Which of these two is the Vaishnava Dharma that you described as Sanatan and Nitya? Vaishnavadas Babaji, quote, the latter is the real Vaishnava Dharma, and it is certainly Sanatan. The former kind you spoke of is Vaishnava Dharma in name only. In actual reality, it is the opposite of the true Vaishnava Dharma. It is non-permanent philosophy, borrowing greatly from the monistic concept of the Mayavad school. Chaturbhuj, quote, everything is now quite clear to me. You say that the real Vaishnava Dharma is the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Dev, and that the real and true Vaishnava Dharma does not simply consist of worshipping Sri Sri Radha Krishna or Sri Ram or Sri Narasimha and so on, but insist that this Vaishnava Dharma has to be performed as prescribed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All right, but how can you claim that this brand of Vaishnava Dharma is Sanatan, given that Sri Chaitanya appeared only recently? Vaishnava Das Babaji. Actually, Vaishnava Dharma has existed since the creation of the Jiva. The Jivas are designated as Anadi, beginningless, having not come into being within the purview of mundane history and creation. Their manifestation is from the Supreme Lord, and thus above the linear structure of material time. Thus, it is fair to conclude that the intrinsic constitutional function of the Jiva, known as Jaiva Dharma or Vaishnava Dharma, is also beginningless, primordial, and eternal. I think we have reached the time where we have a question answer reflection session on Saturday once a week. We got the opportunity to know the hearts of the devotees. So it is so nice. So as now, I will give you 20 seconds for some devotees to come forward. There are so new devotees are also joining. Maybe they can share some of their feelings with all of us. And if not, nobody will come forward, then I will have to call upon them. So many has already left, so only those real staunch warriors is still there. So thank you very much. So here is your 20 seconds.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Danvad.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yes.
Does the Vaishnavism recommend astrology?
No. It says that this part of this, but it goes into the Naimitika Dharma, not the real eternal Dharma. It is there, they say that the Dhanur Vidya is there, Ayurveda is there, all these there, but these are not the Nitya Dharma, as I have understood.
Okay, so we should not, because I see some Vaishnava also, they believe astrology, and then they use the.
So we can use them if it help our devotion, Nitya Dharma. So we should not consider, I think the point that I would like to make, that all these things we should not take as a Nitya Dharma, that this is main objective of our life is to follow those Ayurvedas and Dhanurvedas and like that. Then it's wrong. But if those things supports our devotion, our Nitya Dharma, then there is nothing wrong to utilize. Like Ayurveda. It's not that we should completely follow Ayurveda only and give our whole life for the Ayurveda study. That's not Nitya Dharma. Nitya Dharma is to serve the divine couple. That's Nitya Dharma. But by following the, uh, Ayurveda, we may be able to utilize it to use our body more effectively in performing the Nitya Dharma. So it's like a supportive, but it's not a Nitya Dharma. That's how I have understood.
Okay. So we should only depend on Krishna now, right, Prabhuji? To
Yes,
clear everything, all the obstacle, right, Prabhuji?
yes.
Yes. This is also my thinking.
Holy name can give us everything.
The best medicine, right,
Best
Prabhuji?
medicine, yes. But like if you are sick and your body is not functioning very well, then
Yes.
you may take, but if you have complete faith in the holy name, like we read one time Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj says that even any kind of health problem, if you have implicit faith in the holy name has power to cure the disease. But
Yes.
it's up to the person how much faith he has in the
Mm.
holy.
Yes. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Very well. Yep. We have to take care of our body because our body, my Guru Maharaj told me that it doesn't belong to us. But if we have implicit faith in holy name, then nothing is required. Holy name will give us everything. Even our health can be cured, no matter how dangerous it may be. And I'm slowly becoming convincing about those facts. So that's the reason I said that I won't take shelter of those allopathy medicines or even Ayurvedas to the extent and live the life completely depending on the mercy of Krishna. And so many people has exhibited like that, and Krishna has taken care of all the needs. But it depends. The main thing comes as the faith. How much faith do we have? Faith plays the role in our life. When we make the decisions, its decision varies according to the level of faith. When I was chanting today, really the prominent thought was coming that all our Acharya has given everything up. They wants to live underneath the trees and not even the same tree, because then somebody may think like that okay, if I stay underneath the same tree and everybody, the villagers or whoever nearby knows I'm a mendicant, then they will regularly supply my needs. And they don't want to be dependent on anybody. So that's why those mendicants don't stay at the same place. They move around. So they don't have any complete shelter that okay, somebody will bring me because they knows me. Like Raghunath Das Goswami, we have seen, how much to the level the faith can take to the devotees.
Sanatana Goswami too.
Right? He was
Yeah.
he was begging the food at the Narsimha gate at the Jagannath Puri temple. And then he feel, every person goes by like a prostitute. She thinks that this might be my next customer. So he gave up that. And then whatever the Mahaprasadam they were serving, and whatever is the leftover, they will wash away those leftover prasadam. And he will collect from the gutter those grains, and he will wash, and he will consume some grain to maintain his body. But that level of faith has to be there. We are not Raghunath Das Goswami. So we have to see our limitations. But as we grow in our spiritual life, the faith always increases, and it will give us different experience. in our life. So you will become more and more stronger. It's not like ultimately you totally depend. Krishna will give you some experience in your life to increase your faith in those words. And you will see it. Yes, it does work. It has worked in my life. So why I want to not have a faith? And as you experience more and more, then you become more and more staunch. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol, Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
So many other devotees are there. Maybe they have something to share. A new from Naperville, Priyanka Mataji, are you there?
Yes,
Haribol?
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Haribol, Haribol. You want to share something, Mate?
Uh, yes, Prabhuji. Like, actually, one verse, like, it repeats twice in Bhagavatam. Like,
Hmm.
with the one verse is like, with a Vaishnava, like, our life will change. I mean, like, get, coming Vaishnava into our life makes a lot of difference. That
Hmm.
I feel with you, Prabhuji. With
Hmm.
you and chanting in the morning, it makes a lot of difference to me.
Hmm.
I'm meditating on that verse and it makes
Hmm.
a huge difference. And
Hmm.
I'll dedicate that verse to you. It applies to you, Prabhuji.
It's a holy name, is not me. Holy name is so wonderful. Yeah. But it's nice. Yeah, we need to have a very good Sangha. Like I posted yesterday, my Guru Maharaj class on the Madhurya Kadam.
And Madhurya
Yeah.
Kadambini. I never heard like Tamal Krishna Maharaj voice and everything, and it is so nice. Like
Mm.
Madhurya Kadambini. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I
Thank you
think,
for posting. Yes, Prabhuji. Mm.
yeah, and I heard that right now also His Holiness Ramapat Swami Maharaj is also giving class in the evening on Madhurya Kadambini. So maybe you can look forward to those classes also.
Sure,
Yeah.
Prabhuji. Yeah.
Now this Vaishnava association is the greatest treasure in devotional life.
Mm.
Without the association of the Vaishnava, there is no hope. There are five angas that is more important. And my Guru Maharaj was also saying that even Srila Prabhupada, in Nectar of Devotion, there are 64 limbs of devotional practice has been explained. But Tamal Krishna Maharaj was saying that Prabhupada didn't, uh, tell us to rigidly follow all of them. Like he was giving example, a lot of the devotees when they do the worship of the deities, they use these different mudras on the hand. I never learned anything, and it was nice to know that my Guru Maharaj said, I never learned those mudras, and Prabhupada never insisted those. But the five prominent thing is very holy name, living in the Dham, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, doing deity worship, and Vaishnava association. So those five is very prominent. We should spend more and more time on those five items.
Yes,
But thank
Prabhuji.
you
Thank
very
you,
much
Prabhuji.
for
Yeah.
joining, and thank you that you saw me nicely when I was in Naperville.
Oh, no, Prabhuji. Like, you are doing a lot to us, to all of us. So inspiring in the
For
morning.
me, Prabhuji, I think you are our spiritual doctor.
No, no, no.
Yes,
I'm not the
Prabhuji.
holy name is the doctor for all of us.
Yeah, only name is the medicine, but you are distributing, Prabhuji, as a doctor.
It's the Srila Prabhupada who distributed and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I'm just the tiny, insignificant followers of their path. That's all. But it is very sublime. Holy name is so wonderful. Actually, I never want to stop chanting like that. Always And today was very profound. I don't know if you feel little difference in today's chanting, but I feel so profound at the Vansivat. And when you read those, and that's what I'm going to do now on, once we finish this meditation book. We have covered all the two-time books. I have done the meditation on art of transformation, Bhajan Rahasya. Then I have used the Japa book by Burijan Prabhu, the Living Holy Name by Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, and other small book by Sachinandan Swami Maharaj. But now is month of Kartik, so we will be doing the meditation on those. Braj Mandala Parikrama we will do constantly. So that way we can, and I am trying that as the days goes by, it will be so many places. But I have that some faith that when we were studying, we used to remember the whole book, so many books we were studying. So it shouldn't be that difficult to remember the whole parikrama, in sequence with the pastimes, slowly and slowly. We may not remember 100%, but even if we remember 50%, that's a bonus. And then second time around, it will increase to 60% like that. So I'm really wants to absorb in the Brajamandala, the different places where Radha and Krishna has performed a wonderful pastimes. So when we chant, we can easily will come into our mind because it's become a part of our life. We meditate every day, we visit those places. And then if Krishna allows, we physically also visit that place and then spend a lot of time to get used to of the surrounding of the place. And you can then close the eyes and you can feel the same like you are sitting at that place, even though wherever we may be living. That's my experience. So I really would like to do those kind of a thing. And it has helped me in my chanting journey. So wonderful. Sri Kumar Prabhu, you are there?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna,
Hari Bol, Prabhuji.
Hari Bol.
Nice to see you.
Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. So it's an inspiration to hear your strong, faithful position of Bhagavatam. So very nice to listen. So yeah, I try to join as early as I can. Sometimes I'm late. So, so yeah, I'm trying to do what I can, Prabhuji. So
Right. What you can do, Prabhuji, is always remind your mind that whatever the time that you selected, that okay, I want to join this time, I want to join. And when you go to the bed, you also pray to the personality that, please help me. I am unable to wake up on time, please help me. And with this prayer, it will come regular. It will become, like you will miss couple of days, but it will come again. Then when you miss it, you will feel bad that, oh, today I missed it. So which is good. You should feel bad when we cannot maintain our vow. And then that intensity will keep on increasing. You will feel, hey, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. And then you practice for 90 days, that's my experience. That you do for 90 days without missing any single day. Then that practice will become yours. And you will not, like my Guru Maharaj was saying, initially we will feel force. We need to apply the force. But then after some time, it become a natural way of life, Waking up early in the morning is like a routine. You will never feel like, I get up every day before my alarm clock. Like today also I get up at 1:07 a.m. instead of 1:19. And then I got up early today. I said, okay, Krishna has wake me up. And that's enough sleep once our eyes get open. But the base part I have realized is the sleep between 8 to 11 and a half. That 3.5 hour sleep is so wonderful. It's so solid sleep that compared to that, I visited one of the devotees' home. I liked his son very much. He's a very good son. So I was telling him that I wish I can find some young children like 2 years, 3 years. I'm looking for that. I have found one couple and I'm working. Let's see how far we can go. But I want to see that, practice those children to go to sleep at 8 o'clock. Everybody should go to sleep at 8 o'clock. Then let children get up at 3, 4 o'clock. Easily they will get up. 8 hours sleep, 9 hours sleep. And then they can do so much nice study. And they become so wonderful. And then they have a time even to chant 1 or 2 rounds. Their life will become so sublime. And I want to see like that couple of examples. So this son, he is in the college. I think he's going to graduate from the Texas A&M. But he has sincere desire. He said that, Prabhuji, really I like the way that you said to me that you need the company, like 2, 3 students get together and make the decision that, okay, we will study in the morning rather than studying at the night. It may become easier. But because of so many things, the student now is used to work at night. And he was telling me that he go to sleep at 1:30, 2 o'clock. And he sleep for until 7 o'clock. So I was telling him that, look, Prabhupada used to say that if you go to the bed 1 hour late, you have to sleep 2 hours to catch up the sleep. So you are going to the sleep, huh?
Yeah, that's wonderful, Prabhuji. I'll try to follow your advice and sleep at
Yes.
8 p.m. Yeah.
Yes, and it says that, if you go to sleep 1 hour late, 8:30 is the ideal time. I'm going at 8 o'clock is the best, but at least try to go at 8:30. Then they said that if you go at 9:30, you have to sleep 2 more hours to catch that 1 hour sleep. So what to speak when we go at 11? 11 is already 2.5 hours. That means you need to sleep 5 more hours to get the same sleep. And we don't have that extra 5 hours to sleep anyway. So he was really realizing that, Prabhu, you are right. I'm sleeping at the time where my body will not get rest. And he attested that, yes, Prabhu, I always feel that I'm not getting enough rest. My body always trembles and I see the difficulty. So he said that he's going to try, even though all these other things. When I talked to the youth, they said because they have the friend circle, they also study. So they chat with them, spend time. So I told him that if you change your way, nobody will bother you, Early in the morning, everybody will be sleeping. So you can really focus for the study. There is no distractions. So, I think that if we will do this thing, one thing right, just think about it. I told him that once you get graduated and you start working, please implement this program. You get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and start chanting. Before you go to work, you should finish your chanting. And if you go at 8 o'clock to 3, 7 hours sleep, lot more. Even you will feel tired to sleep that long in the bed. And he promised me that he will practice. And I said, then you will see your children, how nicely will be grown up. They have no scarcity in their life. Krishna will provide so nicely. Life will be very peaceful. They will do extremely good study. They will never feel any pressure because they have ample time to study. And when I told him like that, just think about it, that the productivity, that kind of whatever that you do study at night, 5 hours, you will be able to do in 3, 4 hours. That same study in the morning, because mind is fresh, your body is fresh. Then he realized that that means that he can study 2, 3 hours of more study, whatever he can do, if he changes the schedule. So if he's studying 5 hours, in reality, he will study 8 hours. And then his eyes was really wide open. He said, Prabhu, you are right.
So, Prabhuji, what time we should eat dinner?
Huh?
Dinner time?
I took dinner every day at 6 o'clock, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by 8 o'clock, all the food is digested before you go to sleep. So it's very nice.
Yes.
That practice has really helped me quite a bit. And I feel so good about it that somehow or other, one devotee I was talking and he said, Prabhu, you are going to do for the Kartik month, that chanting at 2 o'clock, or you are going to continue? I say, no, this is eternal. As long as I'm in this world, I'm going to follow this schedule because I like it. You know, how nicely we can finish our round. Just think about it, right? It's all thing is peaceful. Nobody is making any noise, nothing. And why we want to not take advantage of that time and then chant during the daytime, which is totally mode of passion and ignorance is there. How can we concentrate on the holy name? And that's what we see from all our acharya, right? Prabhupada also used to get up at 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then whole night he will translate the books. All our acharya has followed the same process. Go to the bed early, wake up 11 midnight, depending on our strength, spiritual strength. But at least by 1 o'clock, 1:15, my Guru Maharaj used to get up, and that was in my mind was there always that when I will reach that goal, that I will get up every day at 1:15, and somehow or other by this Zoom call and the different inspiration we receive from each other's strength, somehow or other that I feel so happy that I'm getting up every day. And austerity, we have to think about it like that. I always see that determination. One thing I would like to share, if you will, there will be some obstacle will come to maintain because it's not easy. But whenever the obstacle comes, you should dwell two things. When you're going to go late to bed, you should ask yourself that, okay, like I visited the devotee home and they were so nice and our conversation went up to 9:30. Now, at that time, I have to ask myself, do I continue this and still I will be able to get up at my regular time? And if I feel I'm not able to, then I should not continue. Then go to bed at 8 o'clock. But sometimes I have seen the austerity is important because things will get changed in our life. It's not like a routine. Now, I was thinking that we are living a normal life. Now we are healthy, we walk, we cook for ourselves. Everything seems to be normal. But this is not the way the future will be. Future will change so many things. We won't be able even to walk, what to speak of other things. We won't be able to digest the food. Who knows what is there in the future? So always take the austerity. Like the day I travel and my flight was so late and I was feeling so bad that, if they don't take me, how I'm going to join? Because, I don't know how much charge I had on my phone that I will join at 2 o'clock in the morning. But Krishna made the arrangement to bring me back at 1:37. Then I right away did the brush, took shower, put tilaks on the body to remind us this body belongs to Krishna, and then start chanting. And even at 7 o'clock, after the Zoom call was over, my wife said, "Why don't you go to sleep?" And I was studying. I didn't take a rest until 11 o'clock. I said, "No, I am fine." I took the little nap at 11. But until 11, I continue. So we have the strength. Actually, my realization is that we are using only 7% of our ability, what Krishna has given us. We are not using it to the full extent. But if we do this austerity 1 time, 2 times, then you will feel confidence also that, hey, I can do the whole night of 1 day chanting. It's possible because you stay up 1 night. So this is wonderful steps to go through. I think we have reached at 7:43. Thank you very much for listening me and giving me the kind support. Without your
Thank you
support,
so much, Prabhu. This is so wonderful. So, and bless us, Prabhuji, to follow you, Prabhuji. Yes.
Yeah. And I can see now more and more devotees is joining very early. They are, half an hour, 1 hour, they are trying to join early. So which is a very good sign. And we will get the taste, I know for sure. Everybody will get the taste of chanting holy name. Then we have no interest on anything. All these things we will feel it's useless. And we should minimize, reduce our expenditure. We should simplify our life. So we don't have to work that hard. That's the thought process was going that our mendicants, they live under the tree. And what we do, we build big mansion. And just to maintain and pay the mortgage, we just keep on working hard and hard. We don't need to do this, We need to simplify. That way our life will become so peaceful and we can engage our mind and words and body in service of Krishna more and more. So it's 7:45. With those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful and totally fearless. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who take so much austerity to wake up early and join on the Zoom call from Houston, from India, from New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Alachua, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Tempe, Phoenix, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Brampton, and we are missing New Orleans, so I'll have to. There is one more person, that Adi Gopal Prabhu. He used to join regularly early. I haven't seen him for 2, 3 days, 4 days. So I will have to contact him and I will have to get the number for Sarvatarak Prabhu from New Orleans because Prabhuji has not joined for 2, 3 days now. So I'm a little worried. So thank you very much. Have a blissful day. We are going to have the evening program with 2 Maharajas today. His Holiness Radharaman Maharaj and His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj at 6:30 at Amal Nam Prabhu's house in Houston. So if you are locally living, please look forward for that home program. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, pranam.
Tulsi
Hare
Mataji, Hari Bol.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Girivardhari Prabhu, I pray for you. Whenever I will go to sleep, I will pray for you.
Thank you,
That please wake him up at 4 o'clock your Eastern time. So you can join at 3 o'clock our Central time. Okay?
Haribol. Thank you.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you very much.